Okay, more yellow and blue. So in blue, of course, is communication. There seems to be something in the background here of your reading for you guys for May about perhaps regaining some strength or focusing on your intuitive abilities and tapping into that to help solve situations that arise for you. You may become more psychic or more aware of things in May as well, so you might receive messages that way. Let's go to that first column, which is health, and we will see what these cards are telling us. So we have the 8 of Wands, the 10 of Coins, the Hermit, and the 5 of Coins. They almost seem to be separating themselves into two different piles here. These two are more provident or positive, I guess, in terms of action. This one's very swift, meaning fast, creative, quick, something quick coming in. It could be suggesting to be quick, to activate yourself, to move around, to do exercise. I'm thinking of that with this card. And then we've got this yellow, the two yellows really, and just the blues showing through in the whole dynamic of your health sector. So this might also relate to your, not just your chakra areas on the body, but your physical body as well. So this is communication, the blue, and the yellow we've talked about is through here, the solar plexus chakra. So these areas may be areas that are affecting or overriding or causing some of your health concerns for the month of May. So it could be that you need to strengthen this part of your body, or your communication levels, or what you're doing, saying, or thinking to yourself, because communication is also thought, could be causing you some worry or angst. So it might be time to focus on something positive. And this card is positive, and this card is positive. There is positivity around your health, but don't let your own thoughts drag you down or put you in a state of worry or anxiety. If we come to the Hermit is often about taking some time out and giving yourself a respite, looking after your body, both at the physical, mental, and emotional perspectives. The Hermit is one of your major arcanas, and I think you've had a few major arcanas come out in your reading, but this is about going within to find the true answers that resonate with you at this time in life. Sometimes what other people are doing or telling you or feeling may not be where you're resonating, or they might be things that you don't want to hear, or they might be unsettling. The Hermit is definitely about making sure you're putting yourself first and doing the things that you need to bring yourself back into harmony or balance. And that could be physical balance, emotional balance, spiritual. So take heed of the Hermit, since it is the major arcana in your health sector. The 5 of Coins can be a little bit disconcerting in terms of that we can sometimes have a physical injury, like a fall. You can hurt your ankle, your leg, or your arms at this time. So watch where you're walking. Also viruses or illnesses like that, winter type illnesses, can sometimes be a bit prevalent when this 5 of Coins turns up. I think that there's a mix in here of emotional health that seems to be speaking through, and physical balance and well-being. But it's definitely something about your thoughts that you're applying to yourself. If you're finding yourself spiraling into negative talk about your future or what you're doing, or situations or relationships or your career opportunities or burdens in life, you've got to pull back on that and find some sort of positivity and illumination to take away any fears or worries that might be cropping up. But there's also definitely the need for exercise, but there's also this need for bringing balance in through the mind. And in doing that, when you take some time out, you'll be surprised at the answers you might find for yourself as we move forward into the rest of 2020. This is your finances and career. You've got some really good cards in here in terms of messages about perhaps what's going on as we march into the future. This 3 of Coins and the World are really good signs when they turn up for something like career and finances. This is about coming to the cycle or the end of something, maybe a degree you've been doing or a project you've been working with, or you've become accredited in some area of your career. Sometimes this means you've done the full circle of a career and you're looking to change into a new field of avenue or working. For some of you, it even means you're reaching retirement era and you're contemplating, perhaps as you move into retirement, you might pick up a hobby that becomes very passionate about. And that's what this Ten of Cups can also represent, that there's this great passion or interest or learning or desire to perhaps do something new, because it's a 10. Tens are finishings. The World is a finishing card as well. So within this reading, I get the feeling that some of you have come to a complete cycle within some form of your career. Now, for a lot of you, it feels to me like it's a choice, not necessarily that it's been put upon you, but there feels as though there's this choice coming because of the fact that we have the Tens and we have the World. If we look at this card here, the Three of Coins, this represents usually an accolade of some sort, or a reward, or something like a diploma. Now, she holds basically a diploma in her hand. That's what I look at it as being anyhow. So some of you may be coming to a time where you will receive an award or reward or acknowledgement or honour of something that you have done, and it could be passing exams, coming through that final gate and becoming the full level of qualification that you may have been taking many years to have finished. It could also be that you have somehow achieved something unexpected in a workplace, career, hobby. Now remember, this also includes the arts such as writing, producing, manufacturing, inventing, and getting it through to the final product where it's pushed out into the public, where it can be used. So we see again this yellow that we've talked about, and this is about strength, courage, moving forward, taking the initiative, becoming bold, listening to the messages that come to you through synchronicity or through your psychic awareness. Trust your inner strength, trust the messages that are coming, trust the cosmic answers and synchronistic events that occur as well. Now, some of you have been given some choices, which could be choices about new directions or job opportunities or people around you who are seemingly in your life and might be offering you this, that, or the other. And again, this could be around your work sector or how you choose to spend your money or where you invest it. Some of these choices need a lot of thinking about, because they're not all going to work. And this is when you should trust your intuitive sense. And this colour here represents the third eye, which is also going within to make big decisions at this time and really thinking about what is best for you, looking into the future through the mind's eye, through the psychic awareness, because Scorpio, you're actually very good at that. Trust your instincts, not some of the lures that are given to you at this time, because some of them are false. So in terms of career and perhaps finances, or how you choose to invest your finances, some of you may be making changes, altering things around, looking at new possibilities or options. We are going to go into a time of change in terms of where our money is put, or how we invest, or what we've got left as we move out of this time of, global slowing, especially financial slowing. So just be aware, this is kind of like a caution card about some of the choices you make. Really trust into them and get that feeling of answer. Now, as we come into the relationship sector, we see the Five of Swords, and then we have its partner, the Six of Swords. Then we have the Queen of Coins, and then we have the High Priestess. So again, we've still got the blue and the yellow. So very much relationships to me seem to be about this communication that's going on with you guys. The Five of Swords is very much about standing your ground and feeling as though you want to be heard by someone. You may have been feeling as though people weren't listening to you, or you couldn't get your point of view across. And this could be in many different aspects of relationships. It could be work, it might be family, it could be community related, it could be within a group that you associate with in terms of creative sectors as well. But when this card turns up, it often means that you are going to stand up and say whatever you like, and if you do, those people in the background could walk away for good. This is the card of, it's choices actually, a little bit like this choices here. It's about deciding whether you have a go at something and, really stand up to fight what you think you believe in and let these people walk away. Or it's a card about choosing what to stand up and argue over and letting some things go in life. It asks you to be very careful about what is important to you. Is it important that you're right because you possibly might be, or is it important that you push these people away? That's the type of choice there is with that. Now the next card out, the Six of Swords, with it being reversed, is also a card of walking away after feeling as though you have had to leave something to get away from it. Now because it came out reversed, it's almost as if it's tied in here to this, and that there's still this feeling of tension or argument going on, that perhaps it didn't go quite the way you wanted, or you're not moving into the direction that you wished you would. This sometimes means travel, moving to a foreign country, re-establishing yourself in a new home or a new job, or with new people in a community. Now it's upside down, so it's sort of saying to me that there's a hold on this, or perhaps where you wanted to go, or how you wanted to get there and who you wanted to take, it's not quite going the way you thought. And it might be tied up to this set of circumstances over here. So think twice about discourse in the month of May and how you react with it and how you speak to others, and what do you really want as you move forward. Moving around and shifting at this point in time for a lot of people is not going to be as easy as we think. Because I think there will still be restrictions on many countries in particular, and even states within countries, about moving around. If we bring the High Priestess in, again, she is the penultimate in understanding herself. Her mate in life essentially is the hermit in many ways. They go within to find answers of esoteric or cosmic knowledge that leads them into great awareness in their path or journey of life. So they understand the cosmic realities that tie into our lives here as physical beings. So if the High Priestess has come in, she can represent great knowledge and understanding. And again, this is at the psychic self. So trusting your innate ability to work through or see a situation for what is really on offer. Who is supporting you at this point in time and who isn't. Sometimes this High Priestess can come in as a potential new partner for some of you as well. So some of you might find yourself in a position of, especially if you're looking, of finding a new potential love partner, or being attracted to someone. And it might be that a really intense attraction, but it might not necessarily be for a love partner or an intimate partner. It might be more about a deep friendship that could be evolving, and someone who's very supportive around you. It could be that this Queen of Coins plays a role in that somehow. So maybe an earth sign person comes into the relationship sector, although this earth sign person could be somehow related over here, especially to this card because they're of the same color. It might be someone you were wanting to move to see, or go away with, or to sort something out, or to take with on a new journey as you merge through life. Now this Queen of Coins could be a partner or a family member, but it could also be someone who has been advising you one way or another in an advisory role about logistics, about movement, about the next step that you're taking. Possibly after you leave this behind. So yeah, I think your relationships certainly seem to have action going on, and a little bit of like you standing up to say, look, I'm not really happy about this situation anymore. I want this change to be eventuated, but there could be some stalling going on. I do think for a lot of your situations during the year, it would be really important to apply, or perhaps not during the whole year, but definitely during the month of May, it would be logical to apply good communication skills and to think about what you're saying and how you're saying it. As we move into May, you're going to find a lot of people are a little bit antsy or a little bit tense because there's a lot of delicate situations going on around us, and it won't be just your situation that might be delicate. It'll be people you're dealing with, people you live with, friends you have, work colleagues, businesses, everything. So I think for all of us, we need to be a bit aware about how we want to move forward. So, and that's the feeling that May is giving. Let's have a look at this last card for you from the Animal Oracle deck. So this is something that you should be aware of or something to focus upon. So this is for Scorpio for 2020. And you received the Hawk Spirit. Oh wow, let Spirit be your guide. Now, all of those yellow cards that you got, and some of the others even, which are not necessarily blue, but they're sort of indigo. Indigo are also the third eye or the crown chakra. And your High Priestess and your Hermit, it's all about understanding that when you make the connection to your higher self, to collective conscious, to the spirit realm, you receive powerful answers that can take you forward on your journey. So when you get a message like that, an insight like that, you should listen to it for this month of May. There's no doubt about that. So I'll read to you from the book for Hawk Spirit. Now this particular Oracle deck has a normal message and then it has a protection message. I will read both of them for you. Let Spirit be your guide. Flying high above the landscape, the hawk sees both the big picture and the small details, observes the rain and the pond as well as the cloud, and doesn't miss anything. When Hawk Spirit arrives, you are called to pay close attention to messages from Spirit that can appear anywhere in any form. Listen to your intuition and keep your eyes open for synchronicities, the meaningful coincidences. Hawk Spirit asks you not to dismiss the signs that Spirit is sending to guide you. Lately, have you been hearing the same word or song or coming across the same symbol here, there, or in the strangest of places? Perhaps you hear a song on the radio with just the right lyric pertaining to your query, or you begin to notice uncanny billboards, license plates, or other places where repetitive numbers or words show up for you to notice. Pay attention to the animals that appear for you and connect with their symbolism. Spirit wants to communicate and reaches out again and again. When Hawk Spirit appears, it is a sign to listen. And your protection message, are you noticing red flags, perhaps saying to yourself, oh, what pretty flags, and giving them no more thought? Hawk Spirit has arrived to tell you to stop and listen to the messages from Spirit. Take the time to observe the patterns you are seeing and do not dismiss your intuition. Even if the messages you receive are not supported by evidence in the physical world. If it feels illogical to listen right now, listen anyway. Sometimes you might want certain signs and messages to mean what you want them to mean, interpreting through the lens of wishful thinking, a projection of your desire to see things a certain way. Of course, when you do that, you really find yourself where you want to be. Take heart. Spirit loves you so much and does not want you to get hurt, but to align with Spirit's plan for your highest good. Listen and follow the signs, and check your motives when you are being selective with your hearing. So there you are, Scorpio. I think it was really quite empowering, that last message, to hear it saying to you, listen to the synchronicities, listen to the messages, tap into your innate psychic self and hear the messages, because sometimes we don't see the correct thing when we're looking. But other times too, they're sending you these answers for problem solving, for helping to make the decisions on which way to move forward. So just be aware, in May, you are being given a lot of support in finding these answers, because it seems to me as if May is some sort of pivotal point where you guys make some quite big decisions, especially around possibly careers and relationships